Silence holds many stories. What you hear today is one of them. If you wish to share yours, email us at oursilentstories@hotmail.com.
I used to tell myself I was staying for the kids. I whispered it like a prayer on the nights I lay awake listening to him pace the hallway. I told myself that leaving would destroy them, that keeping the family together mattered more than my happiness. It was the story I grew up with, that good mothers endure, that children need both parents, no matter what the cost. But what I didn't understand then was that my children were learning from everything I endured. They weren't just observing my life, they were absorbing it. They learned to recognize my footsteps, to know before even seeing my face whether it was a good day or a bad one. They learned to read the air in the house the way some children learn to read storybooks. They learned how to stay quiet when he was angry, how to disappear into their rooms, how to watch me carefully for signs that something might be wrong. They learned that love looked like walking on eggshells. That wasn't protection, that was inheritance. He never hurt them directly. He didn't have to. They saw the way his voice could shrink me. They saw how my smile evaporated when he walked into a room. Children see everything, even the things we think we're hiding. The first time my daughter asked, "Mom, are you okay?" She was only 6. She had her stuffed rabbit under her arm, her hair messy from sleep. I said yes, of course I did, because that's what mothers say. But the way she looked at me, it broke something open inside me. It was the look of a child who already knew the truth but needed to hear me say it. That night, after everyone was asleep, I sat on the bathroom floor and cried quietly, covering my mouth so they wouldn't hear. And for the first time, I asked myself a question I had avoided for years. If I'm teaching them that this is love, what kind of future am I giving them? I didn't have an answer, but I knew I couldn't keep pretending. So I started planning. Not how to leave right away, but how to be ready. I opened a secret savings account. I hid small things, documents, a set of keys, a change of clothes. I memorized the number for a local shelter, even though I wasn't ready to use it. Every act of preparation felt like rebellion. Every quiet step forward felt like reclaiming a tiny piece of myself. Months passed. Then one evening, he came home angry over something small, something so forgettable that I still can't remember what it was. He shouted through a glass, and our son stepped between us. He was only 10, just a child. But in that moment, he was trying to protect me the way I used to protect my own mother. He had learned from me to stay quiet, to absorb, to shield, to survive. That night, after he slammed the door and went to bed, I stood in the hallway staring at my son's bedroom door, and everything inside me shifted. This wasn't just about me anymore. It never had been. The next morning, I woke up before dawn, packed what we could carry, and left. The kids didn't ask questions. They just followed me, as if they had been waiting for that moment too. I drove for hours, gripping the steering wheel so tightly that my knuckles hurt. I didn't look back. I couldn't. When we reached the small apartment my sister found for us, felt empty. Bare walls. No photos. No memories. But it also felt safe, and that was something none of us had felt in a long time. That first night, my daughter climbed into bed beside me and whispered, "We're okay now, right?" Her voice trembled a little, but her eyes were so hopeful. And for the first time in years, I could say yes, and mean it. The months that followed were hard, brutally hard. There were court hearings. There were days when the house felt too quiet, nights when the kids had nightmares, days when I questioned everything. But slowly, we started to breathe again. We laughed without fear. We ate dinner without listening for footsteps. We lived without tiptoeing around someone's temper. The apartment was small, but the peace inside it felt endless. One afternoon, I watched my kids playing outside, running, shouting, chasing each other with carefree joy. It struck me how loud they were, how unafraid. And I realized something powerful. They weren't just healing, they were unlearning. Unlearning fear, unlearning silence, unlearning the idea that love demands suffering. Sometimes healing looks like laughter. Sometimes it looks like freedom. Sometimes it looks like loud children who finally feel safe enough to be loud. Years later, they tell me they don't remember much from before. But I do. I remember everything. I remember the heaviness, the pretending, the nights I cried into a towel so no one would hear. But I also remember the moment everything changed, the moment I realized that leaving wasn't breaking my family, it was saving it. Sometimes when the light hits my daughter's face a certain way, I catch her looking at me with that same concerned expression she had when she was 6, searching for sadness. And I smile at her, big and real, just to let her know it's gone. We built a new life together. A small life maybe, but a safe one, a peaceful one. A home where no one walks on eggshells, where no one's voice shrinks when a door closes, where love doesn't hurt. If you're listening to this and you're staying because you think it's best for the kids, I understand. I truly do. I believed the same thing once, but please remember this. Children don't need a perfect home. They need a safe one, a quiet one, a loving one, a home where their mother is whole, not breaking. Leaving isn't failure. It isn't selfish. It isn't destruction. Leaving is protection. It's courage. It's love in motion. And sometimes, the bravest thing a mother can do is stop surviving for her children and start living with them.